Join the crew as a member of the Onyx Key for exclusive members-only messages, redirections, and content. We already have a bunch of videos live with some familiar topics as well as new questions, so I'll see you on the other side of the Onyx Key. Make sure you hit the join button to go deeper down this experience with me. Hey family, we're back with another Coffee Crush thumbnail. We're gonna see what your crush is thinking, their feelings, and their next move. I have to get this one out when I'm getting it out because that little ghost on the thumbnail feels very Halloween-esque, and I don't wanna I don't wanna let Halloween pass me by before making this one, even though I think the theme could technically be for the duration of fall. All right. That's why you're getting another one in that short of a span in time. All right. So I'm going to hold the thumbnail up so you can choose your coffee. Pile number 1 is the ticking time latte. Pile number 2 is the ghost and love latte. I'm going to also label that one past life heart because that channeled through. Okay. And then pile number 3 is the universal web latte. And pile number 4 is this interesting elephant latte. And it actually reminds me of Ganesha. I feel like that's Hindu. I think I Googled it when it looked familiar to me. So if that aligns with you anyway, you're in the right place, right space. But that's what I have here for that group. So I'll give you a moment to make your selection. And if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. All right, pile 1, my ticking time latte. Let's see, what is this person thinking, feeling, and their potential next move? Let's get an overview. Ticking time. So many clarifiers. This person has so much they want to clear up, and it's either someone that's working on their confidence to clear up a lot of things, or it's someone that knows with confidence, like, these are things they're going to clear up, right? So we've got to be bold. Yeah, we've got to be bold and make the first move. We've got surrender to the divine, as well as you and the loved ones are safe, and blue moon opportunities. So some of you, this person feels like, you know, this is a rare opportunity, like this connection between the two of you, like it's special, right? It's something that they have to be confident regarding, just because it's not something you see every day. Okay, that's hence the ticking time. That makes sense that it came through in this pile. So let me see more. Let's see. You know, the energy here is not a heavy channel. It's like, hey, look, I got to be confident. This is a rare thing. That just is what it is. And time is ticking. I don't have time for all this extra thinking, extra feeling. That's kind of the energy, the space this person's in. We have here the Knight of Pentacles of slowing down. Oh, you better watch it. Don't overreact to me overreacting to this, okay? We have someone that's kind of moving out of character in the best way. So the most exciting part of this pile is someone that knows that time is ticking. They've either gained confidence or they're working on their confidence, where they're the type of person that moves a little slower. They're very logically driven, right? Someone that kind of needs all the facts, all of the details before they can move, right? My Knight of Pentacles is the most decisive, like the one that needs more to go off of. It's the least decisive. Let me say it that way, because it's so meticulous. It's so much of a planner. That's why we have the turtle here. Okay. And with this miser, be mindful of someone's energy. Okay. Because it's going to be easy to distinguish where you fall, because it's going to be based on the next move. If this person moves really, really slow and they're like dragging their feet, you might be finding yourself with someone that's more of a miser energy, someone that's stingy with their love, time, affection, assets, right? Someone that's dragging because they may be looking for a rare, impossible love, and maybe they're confident that it's not necessarily with you. It feels like placeholder energy in the shadow. And I bring it up because y'all know I don't want anybody out here playing with y'all and your time and your energy. So that was just a mention. But someone that's kind of having to act on faith beyond that logic, right? Having to compromise a little more. Like it's someone that's like, I know I like to move slow. I know I like to have all the facts before I move. I know I like to be certain, but if in order for this to work with pile one, I'm going to have to compromise a little bit. I'm going to have to give a little more. I'm going to have to be a little more vulnerable than I'm used to being because rare opportunity, right? So tell me more. I got the itchy nose thing. So that is something. It's someone that knows that if they move too slow and they don't compromise enough, that it's going to end up in heartbreak for them. Like they know this. Like it's very, very clear. When we have the miser, again, someone that withholds, very stingy with time, very stingy with attention, very stingy with affection. Okay. As well as material assets. Just stuck and slow moving. They know that that's not going to be something that progresses this connection, whether it's someone that needs to make an initial move or if it's somebody that's just talking next steps in any type of connection, okay? All right. Tell me more. For my ticking time latte. A combination of tension and flow, potential, and a rewarding situation. Okay, so even y'all at the earliest stage, we're talking about a pure crush. This person is like, they know that this has the potential to be something really good, right? They're excited because they even see the potential, right? Where it ebbs and flows, right? Ups and downs. They even see potential where things may not be the best. Like, right? They feel like you're a person where the worst circumstances that could happen with you two would still be bearable with you in a way that maybe it wouldn't be bearable with someone else. Whether they know this from experience or if it's just the compatibility they feel between the two of you. We have the house 7 of profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships, which that is the house of contracts, okay? Relationships on paper. So when we talk about tension and flow regarding potential marriage or exclusivity, it's heavy on this person's mind for better, for worse, okay? Like that is a topic of long-term commitment. In the worst case, it feels like not the worst case. The more mild case is someone that's just not quite sure, right? And fears being trapped with somebody. Tell me, what is this person thinking, feeling, potential next move? Yeah, okay, so I don't want to be that way, but y'all know I don't lead with these shadows where I don't have to because it's not fun for me. But like where you know you're asking about a legit partner of yours or like somebody you've been talking to kind of consistently and it's been really casual and the vibe has been weird. It's because this is someone that's kind of like feeling you out to see if they change their mind, right? And start liking you more than they think they do. Okay? Because it's the type of person that would feel trapped, stuck with you, and then feel like they're going to have some type of revenge glow up where they're not going to need to be a miser. Like, right? Like, because the type of person that's a miser with people that they're settling for. And it's the type of person that's very expressive when they like somebody. Like, this is the type of person that if you are the person they drag their feet with, you end up feeling like they stole from you. You lost time from them, because it's a totally different personality when they like somebody, when they're truly invested, because it's like a rare opportunity for them. They start being very loving, affectionate. They're willing to compromise in a way that they don't when they're just buying time. Okay. Okay. So just watch that. That's why I keep bringing it up. But where we talk about the top clock ticking and someone stepping out of their comfort zone, and I got the itchy nose, so that's definitely like an identifier for you if this person has allergies. If they know they need to move, right? And they have to move confidently and just have faith in the connection. They're doing that because they're worried that if they don't lock you down, you will have a revenge glow up on them and someone's going to steal you from them, right? That's why we have the would you accept? Like, they're worried someone else is going to make you a romantic offer and they're just going to be stuck wondering what if they hadn't dragged their feet. And just take it like this. All right. Okay, so let me pull from this deck and get you some advice after, because it just is what it is. This is such a cut and dry pile. And I'm not used to that, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it. The most important thing I need you to know about being in this person's head and their energy, they know exactly what they're doing when they're doing it. For better, for worse. They know exactly what they're doing when they're doing it. Okay? Devotion. Like I said, the lighter side is hoping you'll accept their devotion and that it works out long term. And they're worried someone may steal your devotion from them. So they're like moving, stepping out of their comfort zone. They're compromising, like what happens in a healthy connection, for the sake of the union and things like that. Because, you know, they're listening and they're reflecting on your needs. Where we talk about a connection. Okay. This person knows what they're doing, though. Just keep remembering that. My early stages where we're talking about like someone with the crush, this person's just straight up, they're like, okay, I have to be confident. I have to make my move or someone else will. Right? Same vibe as the attachments, but without all of the depth and details because of the lack of familiarity, okay? But this person's seeking someone they're devoted to, whether they feel like that's you or not, okay? Let me see if I can get one more. But the most important and the most efficient message that I'm channeling is that this person knows exactly what they're doing, right? Because Spirit says this person you're asking about, thinking, feeling, next move, very transparent, very clear, very direct, hence the short pile, because this is a person that is devoted to someone they see as their life partner. Very giving, very open with someone they consider to be potential for a life partner when they see it as a rare opportunity. They're very sneaky, manipulative, slow moving, stingy with time, affection, energy, resources with people that they just kind of drag their feet with. Okay, so devoted to life partners. Very active in that way, okay? I'm glad this came out because I'll even close the message before your advice with, if this person lacks patience for you and your needs, if they're snippy, or like if there's just a certain lack of patience or consideration or anything of that nature, they know that. That's intentional. It's not that they don't realize they're being this way with you. Like, this person knows what they're doing. Because when they are devoted to a life partner, they have so much patience when it comes to compromising with the other. And if you're not seeing that, then you know why. So let me get this advice. What advice do you have for the ticking time coffee? Okay. Literally what I just said. Trust the divine guidance and destiny. There's a lot of D's on the table. Okay. That's relevant in some way, but the divine guidance is going to lead you to your destiny. Your devoted life partner will have a lot of patience for you, your wants, your needs, and consideration and things like that. So just take what's here for what it is, okay? And I'm going to move on to pile number 2. All right, pile 2, my Ghost and Love Latte, or what I channeled in the intro as a past life heart. We're going to see what's your crush thinking, feeling, and next move. And I'm just going to remind you. I'm telling you, this pile is already that pile. So I'm saying remind you. So there's a huge thing of remembering and reminding someone of something. But like, I wanted to lead with, because I did not tell you that this is the latte art that actually started this thumbnail. So when I was like, I need another one of these, this was the first one I found, and all of the others kind of were ones that felt like they made sense on the thumbnail with this one, if that makes sense. And that the other ones are basically only here because I put this one first. Okay. So this pile determined all of the others, which is crazy because I'm calling it the Ghost and Love Latte. I'm channeling that it's the past life heart, and the past life cards, it's here. Like, it naturally landed at the bottom. We've got prosperity lies ahead. And the only reason I acknowledge this is because look at all of this great energy. Okay. As I show you this great energy, the person you're asking about has not, like, don't think this isn't your pile, because this feels like a pile where it's an actual crush. So good for you, because that's the intent. It's early stages without all of the extra. But like, this isn't someone that would have let you know any of these feelings. Okay. So we've got a blessed day. Okay. That's how they feel. We got a divine union. Remember, secrets, not letting you know, with the lock and key. And I've got Venus, planet of love. So past life love literally came out at the beginning when I set the pile, when I set the cards with the intention for your pile. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's already that energy. So if this pile deeply resonated with you, I have some past life readings on the channel. I would encourage you to go there if you want further clarification on this connection, because it feels like it's going to be that pile. So give me an overview for my past life heart latte, please. What's the crush thinking, feeling, next move? I'll take both. A win-win outcome is forecast. So the full moon in Libra. You know, a win-win outcome feels like mutual interest. So if that was a question, if you were wondering if this is someone mutually interested in you, yes, they're as interested in you as you are them. Okay. The North Node here, stepping out of your comfort zone, which talks about destiny and where you're headed in this life, and the prosperity lies ahead is still here. So stepping out of your comfort zone, prosperity lies ahead. This person's thinking, and I don't know what's happened recently or whatever, feels like someone that's drawing the conclusion that you're as interested in them as they are you. Okay. Like, something about a green light. They're starting to feel like you like them. You're interested in them. Okay. But they're definitely feeling like your past life soulmates. There's something about reminding and remembering. Like, I don't know if this person's having like spiritual woo-woo downloads or the nature of any of the connections, but like, feels like someone that's having a certain comfort with the idea of you two. So tell me more about pile 2, please. See? The source. That's the Ace of Wands, the spark. Like there's a spark ignited. It is crush energy and it is passion. So there's something that's inspired some passion in this person regarding both of you, where it's feeling like this connection makes sense, where it feels like it'll work. If it's just someone you just met, you've ignited a spark in them. Okay. They see potential. So tell me, yeah, see, celebration. They feel like this is a win. Let me get one more on the bottom. Projection. They feel like you're mirroring. They feel like you're in alignment with how you see each other. Okay. And at the bottom, I've got the Eight of Wands of traveling. This is someone that wants to go move with you. Like they are ignited. They are moving. Okay. And where I'm talking about that energy, where this person hasn't revealed this energy to you yet. Remember, I do read past, present, incoming energy. This is someone that's waiting for confirmation, or now that they've gotten the confirmation that you're interested in them, that's the motion. That Eight of Wands is like overnight energy. It's as fast goes with certainty, right? So tell me more, right? Like this is someone that's like, okay, I see Pao2 as a past life soulmate, and I feel like they see me as one as well. Whether they use those types of labels, that's just the way I'm describing the depth of how it seems this person feels they connected with you immediately. Okay. See? South Node rules past lives. And it's going to land under the North Node. So past lives and destinies intertwined. This person feels you're connected in that way. I actually love that the opposition came with South Node. Why? Because hilarious, like that's literally what it is, right? North, opposite axis, North Node, South Node in opposition. You see, like, let me make sure you can put it in frame first of all. Look how divinely fated everything feels for this pile. North Node opposing the South Node from the source. Like it feels like what this person is considering to be a divine union. Actually, we do. This person sees you as like a divine union, and the cards are like aligning with how deeply they feel. But just because they feel like that doesn't mean my cards need to align. So I always roll with my cards kind of confirming whether or not it's true sometimes when they come out like this. Because what do you mean? North Node, South Node. Like that. All right, let me keep pulling these cards. Two sides of a scale. And mirroring. Okay, well. Someone, like this person's, their interest in you has them wanting to be better and more successful as a person. It seems like a person that's kind of decided like they could see themselves having a family, which makes sense, right? Anytime somebody feels like there's a past life connection, it inspires all kinds of motion towards the future. But I guess we'll take this as all of that action, that spark. So let me go ahead and get another good shuffle. All right. What's going on here for my Pao2? My past life heart. Slow and steady. You got a Hermit. Clarify this energy for me. This is someone, as excited as this person is about you, they want you to know, like they're very slow paced, when it comes to love, and that they stay to themselves. Like they don't want you to think that they're here, there, everywhere romantically. Okay. So like if this person comes on very strong and intensely, it's because they're interested in you, not because that's how they move romantically. It's important to them that you know that. That's on their mind. Yeah, with the Desert, right? They want you to see them as very clear, very honest, very self-aware. Okay, Desert also supports Hermit as very, very single and as someone that isn't always looking for like to connect with somebody romantically. Like Three of Cups could be someone that dates around a lot. They don't want you to see them that way. They want you to see them as really mature and stable. Okay. One more. We got the third eye, which supports that all of this woo-woo past life nodal energy. You probably have, I would be very surprised if the person you're asking about and you don't have nodal synastry, whether you have your aspect in there, north node, south node, or vice versa. Okay. And look at that creation energy. There could be references to social media, but create with me is someone that, I mean, like they see a future. Okay. And projections and third eye feels like a person that may have like dreamed about certain things, or like they can just intuitively feel like, okay, this is my person. This is my future. This is where I'm headed. Okay. Deep, deep energy. And again, one of the most critical things about what this person's thinking and feeling and how it applies to this person's next move is they want to go move with you very, very fast. But they don't want you to think that that's how they move with everybody. They want you to know, like, they are not interested in just anybody. They don't date around like that. They're inspired and acting towards you. Okay? Okay. So tell me, what else do we have for pile 2? My past life heart latte, please. Okay, I may get a couple more. So I've got, yeah, courting, forgive and heal. Okay, hold on. I'm like struggling a little bit. Why is this like that? Okay. Courting, forgive, and heal. And what ties together these two energies? The best part. Okay. Okay, so courting. Okay, this person is really hoping you don't hold it against them if they just go all in quickly, because they're sure about what they want. They just don't want you to take it the wrong way. Okay. Like they're hoping that you don't take it as just frivolous conquest, frivolous flirting, just sweet song, like just saying nice things. Like this is a person that's like, as I'm talking to pile 2 about how I feel and the depth of this connection, I hope they don't think I'm just playing games, saying sweet nothings, right? Like stuff like that. Like I hope pile 2 doesn't think I'm playing around, because I'm not. Okay. So, I mean, I'm wrapping it up. It just is what it is. I like how everybody came with a clear message today so far. But let me give you some advice regarding this person. You're going to learn the truth. So we got the Owl of Wisdom here. Let go and learn the truth. And you know, maybe this reading confirms it for you. Maybe someone else a lot more wiser than you confirms it, but maybe it confirms it in a dream, because it is that type of connection. But once you let go of anything, any trauma that you would need forgiveness for, like forgiving yourself, forgiving anyone else, like if you don't cling to any past pains, okay, I'll even go even further in a woo-woo sense. If you can clear any baggage you're bringing in from a past life with this person, if that's your thing, like if you and this person have like unfinished karmic wounds from previous lives, if you can clear that, you'll be able to see the truth of the divine union it appears this is. Okay. All right. So I'm going to close you out and move along to pile number 3. All right. Pile number 3, my universal web latte. Listen, it's already chaos and conflict with this person. So I don't want you to take it like this is your energy or what's coming through for you. But this person's got a lot going on personally. So whatever comes through, keep that in mind, because I have the end of a tough cycle approaches, which kept throwing itself out multiple times. It feels like this person's dealing with a lot. Like there's like this heavy pest gnat kind of energy when I stepped into this pile. Like this pile, just there's a lot of frustration, there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of just wanting this chapter to be closed. But I did also keep seeing the answers you need are coming. So you're going to get confirmation, right? Even like as I stepped into the pile, I'm like adjusting the angle of the filming, right? So it's just, there's so much that needs to be adjusted for this person personally that I don't want you to take it personal depending on what comes out. Because there's a lot going on. So it feels like a person whose destiny is shifting, that's finding their destiny, or just like a lot. Okay, so give me an overview for what this person's thinking, feeling, next move towards my pile number 3. Whether they realize it or not, they may be a little closer to whatever ease or accomplishment than they think. Regardless of what they think in terms of timeline of like their goals and whatever situation needs to be resolved or tough cycle needs to end, this person has it on their mind that once they reach a certain point on the journey, that's when they'll be a little more active towards you. That's when they'll take the next steps in the connection, whatever that is, right? Because you're very close to achieving your goal. Is like when they can see the goal in sight, like inside, it's here, it's basically in my grasp. That is when that next step that needs to be taken in this connection can be prioritized. Okay, there you go. Clear. Everybody's asking about people that are clear in their lives and things like that. Tell me more about this universal web latte. What's this person thinking, feeling, next move? We are the world. I got 10s, closing of cycles. There's a certain emotional, material goal. Okay. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. Could have something to do with this person's family. Okay. Could be something to do with this person's sense of stability, mentally, emotionally, physically. Okay. Okay. Especially where we talk about material losses, or we talk about not having enough and being in lack. Okay. This person's reaching some sort of a goal that takes them out of that position. Also, we are the world versus the outsiders. Very polarizing energy, right? We are the world is where we feel like we belong. We feel connected. We feel supported. We feel in the right places, spaces. The outsider implies that this person does not feel like they belong in the places, spaces they're in. They're not in the place they want to be. They're not around the people they want to be around. Like they feel like an outsider actively. So if you're meeting this person in an environment where that's how they feel, because the Magician is here. Someone's manifesting, working on getting out of that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're asking about someone that's at a distance from you, maybe once they achieve their goal and they get out of this energy where they're an outsider in a space that they don't belong in, or it could be material lack, right? Because 5 of Pentacles is poverty card, right? Could be that as well. If that's where they are away from you, then I'm more optimistic about this pile, because it feels like this person's trying to get more in alignment with who they are so that they can make action. But if you're in the space, this is someone you're seeing consistently day to day, I'm not as optimistic, because it feels like someone that does not want to be where they are. They feel like an outsider. And if they are feeling like an outsider in this environment, that would include you, right? Unless you two are bonding over the fact that you're both outsiders. Okay. All right. That's why I led with this person's dealing with a lot personally. Yeah, we got experiencing. And this person's looking ahead to what they want to experience. They're looking ahead to some sort of a goal. They're very actively engaged in where they want to go. So 3 of Wands is, we've done all we can do. We're waiting for the boat to come pick us up, right? Like we are not staying on this island. We're looking at the next island. The boat left without us, but it has to come back. Like that's literally this. So that's where this person's head is, okay? You know, we got the schizophrenia card, which is Two of Swords. Two of Swords is where we avoid certain things. We avoid participating. You know, we know we're not outsiders, so we avoid engaging in the environments around us. We avoid our acknowledging when people are flirting with us, things like that, right? If this person's pretending that they don't see your advances, or pretending that or just ignoring you, or whatever it is, then that's why this person does not want to be in the energy that they're in. They don't want to be where they are, okay? If anything, this is someone that would put love on pause until they get out of the circumstances they're in, which is why if this person's at a distance from you, that's more likely to be the lighter side of the pile, because it's like this person feels like what they want, what they desire most is at a distance from them, okay? It's not within their vicinity, okay? So, all right, let me keep pulling this card. Everybody come out honest and truthful today, which good, but I feel bad for this person. You as well, if it's not what the message you want. But I mean, being an outsider in a situation and only having to rely on fate to look ahead, that's not the wave. I don't wish that on anybody. So, Cancer, nurture, comfort, and protection is here. I've got Jupiter, which real time, Jupiter and Cancer is going to be highlighting this energy in this person, or this is going to be a transit that kind of propels this person closer to their goal of getting away from this outsider energy, okay? Because this is a real-time transit for me, okay? Could be this person's Jupiter return in some instances. So let me see. Tell me. Everything got quiet after I mentioned Jupiter and Cancer, so that must be like a big deal, okay? Lot of emotions. It feels like a person that is more heavy in their mind and in their emotions right now, for themselves personally, right? Because it's a lot. They got a lot going on. So tell me more. What is the person thinking, feeling, next move towards pile 3? They're trying to get their health together, right? Whether that's physical health, they're just trying to make sure that they are nurturing situations that make them feel good. You got to create with me, which is a new beginning, right? If you've expressed concern for this person's health in any way, if you've made this person feel valued or comfortable or cared for in any way, this person has more of an affinity towards you due to this, okay? Like they can tell you care about them even if they know they're trying to leave a certain situation, okay? Others of you, this person's, it feels like someone that feels, okay, closely achieving goal and boldness is stemming from this person having the clarity where there was confusion regarding how you feel about them. So like if you did something considerate for them, if you showed them compassion, if you made them feel valued, if you made them feel cared for with Cancer and health energy, that made this person realize, hey, I'm not an outsider. Pile 3 sees me as more like them, as one of them, right? We're on the same team. We're on the same side. Pile 3 makes me feel valued, right? We've got create with me, you are my world. Like that makes this person feels more like your soulmates. Okay? Like something about that specific energy. So that you use that to help fuel the lighter side and where that makes sense. Where you made this person feel cared for, feel valued, feel part of The World. Okay. Okay. Feels like someone looking for their right place, space. Okay. What else do we have? Where this person is really, truly in the wrong place, space, where they don't feel valued, they don't feel supported, they feel like an outsider. Their next move is to escape, as they should, right? Personal survival, personal health, self-discovery, and expand to their own home, right? Where they feel like they're valued, if that's what they're seeking. Okay. And if that means leaving you behind, there's still that love and care of like, okay, pile 3 made me feel supported and valued in that, but I gotta go. Okay. And then, like I mentioned, if you are at a distance from this person, some kind of way this person found themselves as an outsider in a place, space they do not belong, it looks like. And if they're reflecting on you, because create with me and you are my world feels like quote says in memories from the past, if they're remembering you, maybe where they're looking to land is near you. Especially if this person has landed somewhere that is foreign to them, where they feel like an outsider, and you are where they would consider to be home. That's how you know. If you are where this person considers to be home, you're more likely to be on the lighter side here, okay? All right, we tightened up. We tightened up. So tell me more about this universal web. Latte, please. What is this person thinking, feeling next move towards my pile number 3? Health and healing are a big deal. Okay, I gotta stop us. Yeah, I gotta stop us just because this is an important message. Don't get mad at me for being the channel, okay? If you have someone around that could be considered a bit of an outsider, and you know that could have a variety of meanings. Whether it's just because they're at a low point in life, or if they're just truly in a place, space that's not for them, they're not aligning with the culture, they're not aligning with the people. If it's just a hobby that it's not for them, whatever it is, don't be like the hero. Don't be like the healer to that person. Like if you have a tendency to go for wounded people, whether it's because we're talking about tormented souls or because you just like to go after people that are lower and try to uplift them, don't do that, because what will happen is this person will end up using you, whether intentionally so or not, because you'll become their safe place, right? You'll be the love in a hopeless place. And as soon as they step up out of it, you may feel drained, you may feel used, because this person is using you for healing. You see what I'm saying? If I'm talking about somebody that's looking to bounce, move, they'll use you for healing, okay? Because it feels like a person that sees you as deeply healing, where everything else feels wrong. So watch that if we're talking about. Now, again, the reason why that exists is because we have someone here, quotes and memories. I'm glad this actually came out, that may remember you, be reflecting on you while they're currently in a situation they don't want to be in, shouldn't be in, unfortunate circumstances. They're looking to go home where they remember, and someone that they're looking to court. You see what I'm saying? They know that going home will be healing for them. Okay? Alrighty. I just want to throw that out there. I want to get like 2 more before I get your advice. You gotta harvest. Yeah, this person's looking forward to going home or somewhere where they're not an outsider, and where you're associated with that, they see you as deeply healing. They see you as a harvest, okay? But the harvest and the healing is associated with going away from the outsider energy, where there's self-love, possibly somewhere where this person either grew up, or an environment more in alignment with their inner child, or even childhood, literally. Okay? Like this person's trying to identify themselves in a certain situation. It feels like right now they're not identifying themselves in a certain situation. And as an act of self-love, they're looking to remove themselves, as they should. Remember what we talked about at the beginning of this pile. Everything about what this person's trying to do is important for their health and their wellness, because they're not where they want to be. And you have to determine if you're where they're trying to go or where they're trying to flee from. And that's going to be the dominant energy, because even where there's a slight chance of being on the lighter side, if you're where this person's trying to flee from, they see you as a bright spot in a dark place. And psychologically, it just depends on the person and how mentally they're equipped to remove that bright spot in the dark place from the dark place when they're no longer in it. I sure hope that makes sense. Like, don't be people's source of healing during their dark night of the soul to your own personal detriment. That's my only concern with this, okay? But look, I'm not the medical professional. I'm not the psychologist or the psychiatrist, therapist, counselor. I'm just the woo-woo lady that reads the cards, that channels energy. So you can talk it out with one of those, but I'm going to get you some advice. And just so we're on the same page, I have at the bottom divine guidance. When I split the deck, I saw cutting ties. All right. Right. Okay. What I said I saw. Cut ties. Okay. And so here's the thing. I think my advice came out this way to prove, like, the dominant energy here for most of you selecting this pile is going to be where you're kind of up on the person that is actively trying to, like, flee, or this is someone that fled because of how bad they didn't like it. I hope that makes sense. So cutting ties is going to push you towards your destiny, where we're talking about that dominant energy. I'm not talking about that subtle energy. I want to... I got to... How much time I'll have? This is a little bit longer. It's okay. Let me... I'm going to pull a tea leaf, because the other side that's not this dominant shadow that we're wanting you to avoid is still here, and I don't want them to get lost with the cutting ties will lead to destiny, because that's the opposite of what's going on in that side of the pile. So tell me more about that side of the pile where this person's trying to, I guess, go home, and my pile 3 is in alignment with that path. You will be shown the way. Okay. So we've got a candle of you will be shown the way. There's a candle here. There's an incoming new job and career. There's news on the way, and I've got a flying bird. Okay. I have a camel of persevere, and you will overcome your problems. Okay. Need 2 more for that side of the pile. Somebody here is going to get a new job. it could be this person. This person is getting a new, okay, no, I lied. Let me just make sure I know what I'm talking about. This person that you're asking about probably is going to get a new job. Okay. If they're an outsider and it's a job, career related one, they're going to get a new job. The news is there. And that's the very close to achieve the goal, because we have the candle is showing the way. The candle is showing the way. Where we have muddled and unclear thinking, the candle is leading this person where it's supposed to go. Okay. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. That's definitely for you. Time to go out and have fun. And I have a woman here. Okay. So this person is thinking they're not going to lower their standards. They want to go out and have fun, especially when it comes to this being a woman, or you inquire, like what you inquiring about a woman, or someone that would be seeking to deal with a woman. Okay. They're not going to lower their standards. They want to go out and have fun. And if they're not thinking clearly, it's because they're not in their right place, space. They're going to be shown the way. Looks like a new job, career. There's news coming in. Because this pile threw me off. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't expecting the energy. So there's that cutting ties will lead to the destiny. Casting away negativity here is going to lead to change in circumstances. So regardless, we talk about banishing negativity, whether that's you cutting ties with this person so that you're not letting them drag you down, right? Because they're trying to flee. Or if it's you hyperfixating on this person, that's not good to do either. And if you're very negative because this person's not responding the way you want them to, right? Like, let's say, because the side I'm talking about that I'm trying not to lose here is the side where I have someone that's landed in like a not healthy place, space for them. They're like away from possibly their own people. Or they're in a job that's just really bad for them and low vibrational. It doesn't pay enough, possibly very little, and they're seeking to improve their circumstances. And I mentioned you kind of needing to be cognizant of this person. It's like dealing with their own personal stuff. So if you have to be mindful that you're not being negative and that you change your perspective, because if this person's like literally fighting for their life, then even if they have intense feelings for you, that would be secondary to their circumstances. They can only be for you what they've already been for themselves, right? They can only pour into your cup if they pour into their own first. And that's why you came into the pile with the other side, because you may be watching readings like this. You may kind of forget this person may have their own battles. And the other side that we've talked to most in this group is do not let anybody drain you, right? Because their circumstances are unfortunate. Same vibe, okay? So I'm going to close you out and move along to pile number 4. All right, pile 4, my Ganesha elephant Latte. We're going to see what your crush is thinking, feeling, potential next move. I'm not that familiar with the deity that is on the latte, but I like the image of the latte. It looked like a deity I have seen before, so I fact checked myself, and it turns out, yes, that's exactly where this elephant spirit comes from. So if that's in alignment with you, your culture, your religious, spiritual beliefs, you're in the right place, right space, something's going to come through. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if it's because this has an intermediary deity presence, because I think like when I fact check this is an energy of remover of obstacles and bringer of good luck, which chaos already on my table. Okay. This person already has it on their mind. They want new love. That's the one fact. New love. And very quickly moving towards that. Okay, so we have a banishing of a curse. We have the complete transition of Pluto. We have a new romantic cycle begins, and we have the Eight of Wands, which is rapidly traveling towards that. Okay, actually doubling down on that new. We have a new vision. We have a new vision, new love, new. So I'm not really trying to be mean to my attachments, because I love when y'all come through with your pure love and connections and the perseverance within them. I genuinely do. But that's not this pile. This is a crush pile, or it's the shadow of a connection that this person is just moving on. Okay? With or without your blessing. All right. So let me put this the way it is, because I don't know why I have this out of order. Why do I have this out of order? Be mindful, because, you know, this is a new, you know, sometimes the blessing can be in disguise, because the shadow is a blessing in disguise. Because I don't know why I got these decks out of order like this, because I left these here. I have a warm embrace and a showing you off. And watch it where I'm talking about the dissolution of something, because it feels like this person might already have somebody that they're very excited about, hence why they're new love. So if you're asking about an ex, I would work on that healing. If you're asking about somebody that ghosted you, or no contact, or whatever that is, let them go. Banish that curse, because you don't need that, because it feels like someone that possibly may have already moved on with someone that they're very excited about. And I don't control the table, so let me see. Let me see. I want to put this back. No. Look at me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to put my, everything has its right place, space. And for whatever reason, this palette is really particular. I got to make sure I get all of my decks in the right order that I'm going to pull them first. So, great news though. Crushes. You're asking about somebody you got a crush on. You're asking about somebody that's brand new from scratch that you've never dated. They're like complete transform, especially if this union is an interesting one. If there's something different about you, like they're not used to dating people like you. I'm not saying this chaotic change, but maybe a breath of fresh air, right? Like maybe this is this person's first time getting it right and finding someone that they're actually compatible with, like someone with similar interests, like you like the same stuff, you join the same clubs, like you're interested in all of the same things. This person feels like really excited, you know, that they've gotten it right this time. So tell me about it. My Ganesha Latte. Tell me, what is this person thinking, feeling, and their potential next move towards my pile 4? Commitment is being tested. It's time to take action. If you fall on a shadow, this person may be baiting you. I would cut that off immediately. That's why we have banish a curse. Right? Like, don't let this person test you and play games with you to make you respond, to make you react. It feels like somebody that may be playing a jealousy game. I would literally ignore that person if I was you. Like, leave them where they're at if they're trying to make you jealous, okay? What's interesting on the lighter side is I'm not used to it. Yeah, I'm like, let me adjust myself so I can read this properly. Your commitment is being tested in that it's kind of like you prayed for a certain type of love. You manifested a certain type of love. You asked for it, and now it's right here. So it's like, is this what you actually want? Are you ready for it? Like, are you ready for the love you're seeking? And like, that's where this person's head is. They feel like they're being tested by the universe. Like the universe has kind of handed them you, like, and they're like, okay, I really want this pile 4, right? I really want this deeply spiritual latte. It's going to be good. It's going to be good for me, my soul. Okay. And it's definitely a test to see if I'm going to fumble, how I handle, how I maneuver my blessings. Like this person sees you as a blessing that they're being tested to see how they will handle the blessing. All right. I love that. Because like this person, like let's say this person's like, I'm ready for marriage, and they pray for a spouse. And then somebody like you stumbled, and this is, you're exactly the type of spouse they see themselves having in the future. They're like, yeah, I'm definitely being tested to see how I handle blessings, to see how I maneuver blessings, right? And things like that. I know what I'm talking about. I don't need these cards. See? The dream. This is the Six of Cups. It's the past life energy. So you may be coming from that other pile that has that energy. These are shorter, so it makes sense. If you have more than one, it's fine. This person sees you as like a dream, as them being tested by the divine, to see how they will maneuver the love they've prayed for, they've asked for, to see how they maneuver the blessings they pray for, they ask for. Yes, it is that deep for this person. And I'm not used to reading that. So I'm glad you came and asked about this person. Interesting. We've got the Hierophant, which is in fact the spiritual leader. It's traditionally the head of church. Okay. So, and I got the High Priestess along with it, which I think I had a different pile. It could have been a different reading entirely, but where I feel like, I mentioned the High Priestess being divine counterparts with like the Magician. But that's interchangeable. Like depending on who's reading and how, the Hierophant may actually be, right? Because when we talk about woo-woo religions, the High Priestess would be the counterpart to the Magician in terms of like those types of practices. But when we talk about structured traditional religions, technically the High Priestess could also be the counterpart to the more traditional Hierophant, right? The spiritual master, right? The philosopher, the prophet, right? So tell me, this person feels like this is a deeply spiritual connection, and I'm like messing up. The number 4 is definitely a thing, because why am I pulling more cards? I wasn't supposed to do that. I was not supposed to do that. So I guess this other card's gonna really mean something, because what you mean I'm pulling more cards? What else do we need from this deck, please? It's here. Alrighty, well, that new vision. You got 3 out of 5 cards as major arcana. We got the Hangman, the High Priestess, and the Hierophant. All deeply, deeply spiritual messages. These are both ruled by Pisces. This is a spiritual card. That's all. This is a 12th house synastry. Gotta be. And I don't care if you are aspecting this person's ascendant or vice versa through the 12th house. Doesn't matter. There's some 12th house synastry here. We actually do have the number 12 on the table. And I've actually not noticed that that number 12 card was ruled by Pisces. So doubling down on that energy here. Like it doesn't even feel like a real life energy. That's why this person's feeling tested by the divine with you and your energy, because they're like, I got to move on this, because this is a spiritual test to see if I'm ready for more blessings, to see if I'm going to actually do right by what I prayed for. Okay. Interesting. When y'all bring all the spiritual woo-woo energy to me, it's very interesting, but it's a contrast to some of the other piles I had today. I'm not going to lie, because some of them were just dry. It wasn't all this depth. It was just like, this is what this person's thinking. And it's fine if you're overlaying some of those piles like that, but this energy caught me off guard. I've got the spiritual growth and ascension of house 9. Spiritual energy, spiritual energy, spiritual energy, fast-paced energy, spiritual energy. Action, action. Look at that, right? And I've got fire. So there's a lot of Sagittarius energy on the table as well, which Pisces and Sagittarius are the more signs aligned with like spiritual ascension and the woo-woo side of things, okay? But we've got confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery, and that spark, that inspiration, because House 9, Sagittarius energy. We've got Aries 2 times. And also we got Leo here, okay? Who? Yeah, this person sees you as a gift. Literal gift from the divine. There is no shadow here. Oh, that's why. Because remember the beginning? I spaced on the beginning. I'm sorry. Before I started pulling cards, there was a distinct energy of, listen, this is what this person's looking for. This is what this person's doing. And your discernment at that beginning step of the pile was to determine where they go from here, right? Because I mentioned this being very new energy. Yeah, we got a red flag. I'm not about to like drag this, okay? I'm not. Because the shadow that may still be here. And I have to say it in passing, just as an ethical thing. Where that energy on the shadow I mentioned at the very beginning surfaced, and that this isn't where you fall. There was a red flag. Okay, regarding how someone carries themselves. I'll keep it general like that, because this does talk about being in alignment. So like, let's say you're asking about a deeply spiritual person, okay, like deeply possibly religious person. They are less inclined to be with people that are more into like cosmetic surgery and things of that nature. It's a compatibility thing, right? There's nothing wrong. Neither is really wrong, right? It's a preference. So this person's not interested in certain things like that. Okay? And that's where we would have the red flag. This is where we would have this person seeking a more traditional option, where this person may, right, they're seeking a more traditional connection like that, and that's where their attention went. So let me just move on from that. But yeah, back to my lighter side of this pile. This person feels like they manifested you, and this is a test to see if they deserve more of what they're manifesting. And I know that sounds really superficial, but it's like, okay, am I going to be able to keep this love that I prayed for, right? Like, let me make sure I do right. See? Same vibe. Literal same vibe. These are two completely unrelated decks. Alrighty. I like that we brought that back. Hey, I just showed you the two manifesting cards. We talk about past lives, and then another past life card came out. Definitely, if you pick the other pile with this energy, like doubling, tripling down on that, okay? This person feels like they are connecting with a past life soulmate in love. And I did say it like that intentionally, okay? And they making me, you know, sometimes I regret when I use like spiritual symbols, because it makes me be a little more honest than I want to be as a reader. Because like, I don't know if I need to say directly some of the things that I say directly. But like, even if where this person is walking away in pursuit of that. Okay. Some of you, where this person is really spiritual woo-woo, they've already had past life regressions, like they may remember, or maybe they've had a dream where they actually can recall where you separated in a past life. That's deep. And they're feeling like the divine is testing them again in this life to make sure they don't lose you again. Like they remember. And even if they don't have like a physical visual memory, they feel it like, I've lost pile 4 before. I feel that I've done that, okay? Yeah. We've got health. If this is someone that has had I don't know the depth of this, but I love that we're getting the clarification if you're still here. If this is someone that you had some type of connection with, however brief, if it was just a fleeting crush, if you were legitimately together, if one of you walked away to prioritize health, wellness, and healing, this person's hoping that you can reconnect after some time because they feel like you're past life soulmates. Like, if it's meant to be in this life, it will be, right? And I've got a performer. Shine, confidence, musician, spotlight, and communication. Okay, some of you, this person's looking to communicate, looking to be more active after some healing, some much needed healing and recovery of some form, okay? Whether I'm talking about someone you're attached to or someone that, like a crush, okay? All right. That's the distinguishing energy though. Like, right, when we're talking about someone that hasn't kind of moved on, seeking new love, this is someone that needed space for health and healing, okay? Hence why new love is new, because it feels like this is someone that never really, doesn't feel like it got deep enough for them to have, like, for them walking away. Like, you're going to have to find yourself, okay? Because it just, the dominant energy isn't where the walking away happened after quite some time. Okay? Let me see. Tell me more about my pile 4. What's this person thinking, feeling, their next move? Of course, all of the heavy piles come when I'm like towards the end, wrapping it up. Let's see. Tell me more. Oh, just like that, huh? If this person does not find you annoying, and you will, no. I hope you do. You should know. If this person's not annoyed with you, right? This person sees you as the life partner. It's just like cut and dry like that, right? Like, if this person does not find you annoying, they see you as a life partner. I don't know why they're so mean and aggressive and harsh, but that's it, okay? Where someone just needs to prioritize themselves. It's personal. It's a personal healing thing. They're fine. But the very beginning of this pile was very clear, okay? So if this isn't someone that finds you annoying, if they don't react to you the way people would someone they find annoying, they see you as a life partner. Okay? All right. Let me get this advice. We'll wrap it up. What advice do we have for pile 4, please? Yeah, I mean, you're going to learn the truth. Honestly, if you kind of sit with yourself, right? If you're more mindful, the truth will kind of surface, because I don't know why there's a distinct energy of this person sees you as a gift from the divine, as their life partner from a past life. And the way you will discern that they see you this way, they do not find you annoying. And I hate that I have to say that like that. I really do. Right? Okay. Let me get you some more advice. Let me pull from this tea leaf. There we go. I love it. I love that we came through here. I've got a pineapple of reconciliation, which there's indicators here, right? Everybody in this pile wins by nature of how esoteric the energy is. If you are on the shadow of this pile, this person is clearing space for the divine connection to come in, because this pile can still resonate in the best way, just not with that specific person. We're talking about that shadow, because I got this fan of romance celebration. You may be redirected to the vulture. Go to the vulture. That may be you. Okay. You are going to reconnect with a past life soulmate. Absolutely, absolutely. If you were really drawn to this pile, especially those of you where the random, and I mean that respectfully, religious, spiritual symbol that ended up in this pile, I just ended up stumbling across. If that aligns with you, you are the vulture in my readings, which is a beautiful energy. And you will reconcile with a past life soulmate. And it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be your person. Those of you that are resonating with the lighter side of the pile, you're also resonating with the vulture. Honestly, that the owl and the vulture may connect in some way to you, but this is your beautiful energy, okay? So just take the lighter side where you know that's you, where it's not this person. I need more optimism and self-care from you because it's coming. That's not me. That's the divine, okay? So I'm going to close you out. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.